welcome to our very first online video for Studio 45. We are so excited that you're joining us, and if you haven't had a chance to check us out in person, our building specifically designed for 4th and 5th graders is now open. So please come visit us on Saturday or Sunday. We'd love to see you guys here. But right now, this month, I just want to tell you we are talking all about the big idea of gratitude, which is letting others know that you see how they helped you. Now, we have a really fun game to play today, so I hope you'll join me. All you need for this game is just some opponents to play with you, so maybe some siblings, your parents, some family members. Grab them and let's play a game called Beat the Clock. All right, so we are going to show you a category up in the corner. Right now, it's on movies. So you guys are going to take turns naming things in that category, so different movies. Now, remember the name of the game is Beat the Clock. So you want to keep naming those until the clock runs out, but you do not want it to land on you. So when the clock runs out, if it's your turn and you don't have an answer, then you're eliminated and you guys are going to play again with a new category. So let's go ahead and see our first category. Let's see our next category. It is superheroes. And remember, you cannot repeat answers. So if someone's already said it, you have to think of something new. On your mark, get set, go. Let's see what it is. Things I'm thankful for. Let's go. Run out of things on that category because we have a lot to be thankful for. But right now we're going to check it with the Bible story for this weekend.
The Bible is more than a single book. It's a collection of 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry written by dozens of different authors over thousands of years that all come together to tell one big story. It's a bigger story than you can even imagine. It's a big story about a really big God and what he did to rescue us. It shows us who we are and what we were created to do. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Well, welcome to Studio 45 Online. We are so excited here at NewSpring Church as our brand new environment for 4th and 5th graders comes online. And I couldn't be more privileged to be able to tell you the story for today. We've got an awesome message that I think could change your life. My name is Jesse Mahana, and I hope you had fun earlier playing that game with my wife, Sarah. She did a great job. That was a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if you guys got into it at home. I don't know about you, but if you're watching, you might not know this about me, but I'm actually pretty shy. Getting up in front of people or a camera has something that I've really had to grow in. In fact, when I was a 4th and 5th grader, I distinctly remember the first time we had a special assignment in my music class as a 5th grader. We got to bring in one of our own CDs, and CDs was what the old iPhones with the songs on it were. We got to bring in a CD and play one song from it. And I brought in a CD by DC Talk. I don't know if you ever heard of them. Toby Mac helped out with that if you've heard of him. But DC Talk, and there was a song on it called Jesus Freak. I don't know if you guys heard that song. It's still popular. But I remember playing that song, and my music teacher said, I can't believe someone so quiet that hardly talks listens to music so loud. So she just couldn't believe it because I was so shy. And so I don't know if when we were playing Beat the Clock, if you actually got up and shouted things out, or if you were more quiet and reserved. I don't know if you think like I do, but here in Studio 45, we talk about big ideas. And a big idea is just a reflection of God's character. This month, it is gratitude. And gratitude is letting others know you see how they've helped you. And so here's a question, and I hope this is a safe place for me to ask this question, but the question is it possible to show too much gratitude? Now, I know you're thinking, what? But really, is it possible to show too much gratitude? Have you ever seen somebody and you're like, whoa, maybe tone it down a little bit, right? I mean, probably if you did, you saw them at a sporting event, right? I mean, think about like this guy. Look how crazy he is getting for his team. Or this lady. I don't know if this was your grandma, would you be embarrassed? You'd be like, whoa, Graham, back it up a little bit. I know you're excited, but hold on. Or this girl, she brought her own pom-poms to the sporting event, right? Because she is that excited. She's so grateful that she gets to see her team play. She can't wait to cheer for them. Or how about a montage of dabbing, right? I mean, look at these guys. They are so pumped to see their team play and to see their favorite sports star play. They're just going crazy and they're going nuts over it, right? Now, I know we see that. We think, well, yeah, I mean, that's sports. That makes sense. But is it possible to show too much gratitude, to go a little overboard? You might be thinking, why are we asking that kind of question? Well, here at NewSpring, we want to ask questions. In fact, we really believe that as 4th and 5th graders, sometimes you guys ask the best questions, and we want to provide a place for you to do that within the environment of Studio 45. So let's ask the question, is it possible to show too much gratitude? I think a great place to go is to our Bible. If you go to 2 Samuel, just like that video said earlier, your Bible's not just a book. We find a story about a guy named David. Now, you probably know David because David and Goliath. Yeah, David and Goliath. But David goes on, he doesn't just get rid of the giant, he goes on to be king. And there was a city of Jerusalem. He decided to make his capital. It became the city of David, and that's where he sort of sets up his kingdom. And he's really excited as he does it. But there's something interesting that happens in the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 6. David wants to bring something special to the city of Jerusalem, or the city of David, his capital city. It was called the Ark of the Covenant. Now, the Ark of the Covenant was interesting because it sort of represented God's presence. Now, of course, today, God works a little bit differently. That's why he sent Jesus, because he wanted to change the way he interacted with us. But for David, he wanted this Ark of the Covenant to be in his city because he wanted to experience the blessings of God. So we're going to pick it up in chapter 6. Now, I know Sarah helped you with the game earlier. I was kind of hoping, we've got this brand new room, and it's so fun. There's so much cool stuff here. We thought it'd be fun to really stretch it and show what it could do. So Sarah, would you mind helping me? Would that be okay? What? Sarah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize we had started.
Yes, we started. Were you drinking a drink from Arby's? Can we focus? Okay.
Sorry.
She's supposed to be helping me. Okay, hey, listen, I thought just every time as I told the story, if you want to provide a sound effect, it would kind of help the kids that are watching at home get the idea of 2 Samuel chapter 6.
Yeah, I think I can do that. We have this new system, so I think I can.
Okay, cool. Then we should just get this started, okay? So,
let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Thank you.
Let's get it started.
You know, Sarah likes to kind of throw me for a loop sometime, but you don't have to do every sound effect.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
She likes to throw me
Thanks
some
for the
curveballs. Okay,
clarification.
let's get back on track. What?
It's yours and Megan. Look.
Where did you get this? Can we turn this off, please?
I made it. I'm telling you, this system is amazing.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I don't know. I think I want to watch it just a little bit longer.
Okay, can we? Okay. David, right? He goes to Obed-Edom to get the Ark of the Covenant. Okay. No, Sarah, not this Ark. You were drinking your Sonic drink and looking at Instagram. I'm talking the other Ark of the Covenant.
Sorry.
Okay. So the Ark of the Covenant is this big box covered in gold.
How about this one?
kind of like this, okay? It's covered in gold. It represented the presence of God. So David is super excited, and he goes here to get it. Now, it's so interesting. In chapter 6, it says this. The Lord has blessed the family of Obed-Edom. That's how they knew it was there. And so he goes down there. David went down there to bring up the ark. With great joy, he brought it up from the house. And listen to this. Those carrying the ark of the Lord took 6 steps forward, and then...
2 steps forward.
Is Paula Abdul? Okay. Yeah, well, not 2 steps forward and back. Yes, the point is 6 steps forward, and David stops everything. Already he stops it. They've got a long way to go. He stops. He says, wait, I want to make a sacrifice. This was how they worshipped back then. I want to make a sacrifice to God. So he sacrifices a bull and a cow to honor God. You probably don't have a sound effect for that, do you?
Actually, I think I have better.
I eat green grass and I give white milk on the cow.
Okay, where did you get the cow?
On the
Sarah,
cow.
thank you. Can we... I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Wiggles. It's the Wiggles. It's great.
Yeah, I don't
It
think
is
we
gold.
play the
It's pure
Wiggles.
gold.
It's Australian. Okay, can we just move on?
Okay, yeah, sure we can.
So,
Okay, here's 4 cows.
I see the 4 cows. Thank you. Okay, David stops everything. And he's like, hey, I want to go bigger than this. I want to sacrifice. No, I don't admit. Oh, brother, we're never going to get through this story. Okay, so David, he does this because he wants to honor God, right? In Samuel chapter 6, he stops. Now, after this, he's not done, right? Remember, this is the king of Israel. Listen to what he does. David danced in front of the Lord with all his might. So, well, technically it would have been dancing king, but yeah, you get the idea. Thank you, Sarah. So David is like, whoa. We're not just doing the sacrifice. He gets in front of me and he starts dancing. Now remember, this is the leader of the Israel nation, okay? This is the king, okay? Dignified royal robe, right? I mean, that's what you would picture. But David is just like, he's going nuts. Kind of like the pictures we saw earlier, the people at the sporting events. He is so excited. Now, everybody just gets in on it, right? I mean, you imagine this huge parade starts, especially as it comes into the city of David. There's trombones, and there's trumpets, and yes, thank you. Sarah's even got one. It was a huge celebration. I mean, this is a big deal. And the king of Israel is so excited. And so, we get the point. Okay, so David brings it in. The ark of the Lord was brought into the city of David. Now, here's where a twist comes in. Saul's daughter, Michal, was watching from a window. She saw King David leaping and dancing in front of the Lord. That made her hate him in her heart. David, he goes down. He wants to get the Ark of the Covenant. He gets the Ark of the Covenant. Then he's so grateful for what God's done. He makes a sacrifice. Then he stops. He says, no, I'm going to dance. He's dancing. Then there's a parade. And then the Bible tells us in 2 Samuel, the Ark of the Lord was put into the place that David had made for it. David sacrificed more offerings and friendship offerings to the Lord. And after he did that, he blessed the people in the name of the Lord, and he gave each of them a loaf of bread. And so he is celebrating. Well, I mean, I get the picture, but why is this song playing? Is this by bread? Oh, brother. I said David gave everybody bread. Ask your parents if they've ever heard of the band named Bread. I don't know. Thanks, Sarah. Okay, so David is celebrating, and then he goes home because he's going to bless his wife. Now, I don't know if I said this earlier, but his wife, we've already talked about. It was Saul's daughter, Michal. And so he goes home, and he runs in to her. And this is what she says. You are the king of Israel. You have really brought honor to yourself today, haven't you? You acted like a fool. Just dancing out there in your linen apron. You're supposed to be a king and dressed up, and you're in this linen apron dancing. I think yes, exactly. She thought he was nuts. What are you thinking, David? And David says, hey, I didn't do any of that stuff to embarrass you or to make you feel bad. I did that to bless the Lord.
The Lord, oh my soul.
Wonderful.
Oh my soul.
Okay, well, give Sarah, if you're watching from home, give Sarah a round of applause. She's got to go take care of all the copyright things. I appreciate her help, though. You know, when you think about this story and you think about David, do you find yourself in David or do you find yourself in Michael? Now, here's the thing. I don't want us to get too distracted on what Michael said. You can read this for yourself, 2 Samuel chapter 6, if you'd like to. And she was pretty rude. I mean, she was really upset, and you can kind of focus in on that. But let's focus instead on David. I mean, think about David. David really wanted to do something special. And he wanted it so badly that he wasn't really worried about what the soldiers were thinking. Hey, we just picked this up, and we took 6 steps, and you already want us to stop? Yes, we got to tell God, thank you. And then he's walking into the place where he's in charge, and he's just dancing. And then it's not just about him. He wants to give to others. He gives everybody bread and throws this huge celebration. David showed his gratitude. Now, earlier we said, is it possible to show too much gratitude? And we looked at sporting events. But think about it. Think about not just what God has done for David. Think about what God has done for you. Is it possible to show too much gratitude? See, I think sometimes we might have a person that's kind of like Michael that doesn't think we should be that excited about God or about going to church or about Jesus. Or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just there's kind of this voice, not that we hear inside of us, but just kind of like the part of you that thinks inside your mind silently. That part of you thinks, oh, I don't want to tell others about Jesus. That's embarrassing. Or I don't know if I want to tell others I go to church because I don't want them to make fun of me. And there's just this little voice inside of us that kind of acts like a Michael in and of itself, and it tells us that we should be ashamed of things. But then think about what God has done for you. He sent Jesus to die for you. He got you to watch this video somehow. Someone has influenced you enough that you've stumbled across a video where he wants to let you know that he loves you like crazy. God has a plan for you. And how can we show him we're grateful? I think one of the ways is through worship. And worship doesn't always mean dancing like David, but it does mean you find something that God has put inside of you and you use it for God. When I was a kid, I didn't think that I could talk in front of people, but I started worshiping God with my life. And now today, I get to do what I get to do, and I get to stand in front of people and tell them about Jesus. That's all because it started from me saying, hey, I am thankful for what God has done, and God has used it. So what will happen if you tell God you're thankful in a creative way? I don't know, but I bet it'll be pretty exciting. Let me pray for you. God, thank you for today. Thank you for the story. Help us to be like David and to show our gratitude no matter what others think, because you have done so much for us. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you guys so much for joining us online today for Studio 45. We're so glad you could join us.
Yeah, and we would love for you to join us in person, but if you're not quite there yet, we totally understand. But we do want to let you know that Studio 45 is specifically designed with small groups in mind. We want to get you connected with other 4th graders and our small group leaders. So if you can't be here in person, we totally understand, but please make an effort to reach out to us online through social media or Facebook, Instagram. It's not a robot that's answering those. That's us on the other side of it, and we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and one thing that we have specifically designed just for 4th and 5th graders is we have a key question that we're going to ask the kids every weekend just to hear your opinion, hear what you guys think. We want to know what you guys are thinking. So we're going to go ahead and reveal the question.
Let's do it, Sarah.
So the question today is, what are some creative ways to show gratitude?
Yeah, we heard an awesome story about David, but what does that mean for you? You know, the thing about the key question is it's not really us giving you the answer. We want to hear what your answer is.
Yep.
We really think that you can start owning what we talk about and making it personal for you. So please reach out to us. Let us know how you plan on finding some creative ways, just like David did, to show gratitude.
We can't wait to see you guys next week.